If you had to move overseas tomorrow, what would you pack? That's the question that changed everything for me. Why? It's almost 3 years now that I moved overseas and abroad from my own country. And that has changed many things in my life, and not just what I'm talking about with you now today. Hi, welcome back here on Ladies Mental. I'm Nina, where I talk about simplifying your life and minimalism and furthermore. So what I want you to know is a little bit of the background of how I came to the realization that a suitcase method is something that you can really try and makes it efficient to even declutter your everyday life, and it doesn't have to be moving overseas or anything like that. So with the problems that I encounter is obviously downsizing from an apartment to just suitcases. How am I going to figure out what to keep, and the emotional process of what should I bring, the attachments that I had to belongings, to just the way life was, and what can I bring in my next chapter. And that needed a lot of emotional background, clarification, clarity, and process. I looked up for content online such as extreme minimalism, packing, but I never really felt or what I was looking for, the answer that gives me the exact item that I need to bring, like I can just take them. But it didn't turn out like that, and I got frustrated, and that discomfort of downsizing a lot. And I want to share that with you now, what in the end made me realize what I can do. So what really happened over the time was everything had to fit in the suitcases. There is a limited amount of space in there anyway, and I also had to look out for the weight. What kind of shifted the mindset was I approached it in a way of, when I just go on holidays for a regular trip for 1 or 2 weeks, what do I usually pack in my carry-on or in my travel bag? It's probably the essentials, the all-arounder, the everyday items, your capsule wardrobe, items that you use in your everyday practice or just for going on. And with that in mind, I could finally find a line to declutter, more efficient, radical, and in the end, the amount that I could bring overseas. So it is about finding the ones that you can't live without, and these ones will come in your suitcase anyway. So it's finding the items that go in, but in the end, it's the ones that you have still outside, and they're negotiable. Is that still surfing in my new chapter? That's a question that I often ask myself. So, but how is that relevant to you now? I think that method can be used in any life situation. It doesn't have to be for moving abroad or overseas as such, or even if you're going for a few months away, that can still be implemented for you. So how do you pack your suitcase? That's the method that we can use here. And it's when you pretend to go on a trip, what are the items that you bring? Is it something that you use for your daily practice? Is it just an item, a clothes, or even your capsule wardrobe that you know exactly how everything fits together? You know that you can wear it on repetition, and it's your favorite ones. You feel always good and put together and confident and pretty and so on. So you can ask yourself these questions. Is that something that I used to bring on trips? If you reflect maybe back, or you just planning a trip soon enough, that's something that you can go. Is there something that you always pack? Another way of using this method is if you're using it by category. So let's say you get your suitcase or your carry-on and you make it by category. You start maybe with stationery, with clothes, with kitchen item or any kind of thing. So you decide what's gonna come with you, or in that way we pretend what's gonna come in your suitcase. And then you will see very quickly that the space will be filled up, and what's left is the negotiable part that you don't feel overwhelmed with. And I think that's a very good idea, because over the time it's full, and you can be more efficient and radical, to be exact, in this method. I also want to mention that this is just a reminder of the way that decluttering can help you. Sometimes I feel and that might be a whole other approach for your decluttering. And to be fair, that doesn't have to be done like in such a drastical decision or in a specific time frame. Take your time, but everyone has a suitcase at home, or at least a bag or a bigger part of storage, and you can implement that as well. And what truly stays with you is your verticile and your favorite items, the one that you cherish, you use every day. It can give you less decision fatigue. You stick to what you truly love and care about. And that's in the end what we all want to do, about downsizing to what we want to keep in life and keep them, nourish them, and get rid of what doesn't serve us anymore in a new chapter, or just overall you feel overwhelmed. And this suitcase method, I think, is worth to mention. So that's few things that you can gain from this decluttering method: clarity, less decision fatigue, and furthermore, approaching sometimes different way of decluttering, and stick with what served you now in this video. Maybe it just had a little spark of motivating you to go on with your decluttering, or it could be something that you can try and see how that works out for you. If you want to stick around on my channel, subscribe and you will be notified. Thanks so much, and I wish you all the best, and we see us next week. Thanks, bye bye.